Yo, 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 yo. Sound check one, sound check two. We good. I see the YouTube up.
We live on National Sports Chat.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling, audio rolling, live stream rolling. Mike and Friends podcast, episode 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, sports family, man? And we back at it again with another episode of Mike and Friends podcast. And today we got some guests in the building, man. We got. I'm about to stop saying that, man. We got the usual suspects in the building, man. We got my brother checking in all the way from Atlanta. With the buff song, got the little wrist piece, got the whole starter kit on. You know what I'm saying? Big buffed up. We got whoa. Yeah, for Blade. Then we got my brother checking in all the way from Cali, man. We got my bro Nate checking in all the way, checking in with the Clippers apparel on, official '04 starter kit. For real.
You already know.
But let's just pay the bills real quick, man. Real quick, small businesses, big businesses. If you want to take your business to the next level, make sure you check out the Grind magazine, man. They could build a marketing campaign for your company from the ground up, and they could definitely put you in front of the right people that you need to be in front of, man. So make sure you go over there and check those guys out. Tell Kevin we said hello, and everything today is being powered by TOV Sports, man. So make sure you go over there to their Instagram and check them out. And we about to get it going, man. Like I said, we got some good topics to talk about today. We ain't gonna keep it y'all in here too long, man. Like how we been doing. I've been seeing like, man, y'all niggas been 2 hours every week. Hey, nigga, shut up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do, man.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. So just starting off, man, I want to get you all's reactions to what's been going on lately in the news with Kyrie saying that the guys shouldn't play and just his thoughts on everything on how the NBA should go about resuming the season. So real quick, I'm gonna start with Nate. So you go ahead and get it going, man.
Word, man. So, I don't want to discredit another black man for trying to make change. So, I want to first start by saying, like, I do respect what Kyrie's trying to get at. Like we do. So at some points in our lifetimes, we do need like our own entities. Like, maybe making the league down the line would be cool. Like, that's a cool idea. Like, definitely something that could work.
Mhm.
However, like the way he's trying to go about it is just very like I don't know. Like, he's kind of diluting the message with the way he's going about it. Like, you're supposed to be a vice president of the Players Association, but you talking for everybody when the majority isn't really with you. And I also think about like, not playing in the NBA this year, I don't see that making too much social change.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like platform given by the NBA, considering the fact that they've been very progressive with Adam Silver, you feel me? They don't have no problem with any type of protest. Like, they've already said they're going to make it an initiative to, like, keep the momentum going about social justice, while we can, as a collective Black community, can stack up more than $1.2 billion. Like, if you don't want to play, that's fine. But finish out the season, get that $1.2 billion. And if you want to, maybe like make a coalition of players that pours that back into Black banks or pours that back into all the different like Black communities that they talk about serving. But like, say they don't play, right? Personally, I don't know Kyrie Irving for anything else but basketball. And that's no disrespect to him, but like his platform for basketball, like the majority of players, So like, if you get rid of that platform, how are you going to inflict social change? Like, I'm not saying he all of a sudden has to be an activist, but that's kind of how he's acting. Like, I haven't really seen him doing too much community work before. So like, why would I think all of a sudden, like in this 2-week span, considering that this shit been going on for years, bro?
Yeah.
You feel me? Now all of a sudden, like, we should just stop messing with a league that's paying us promptly and giving us generational wealth. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that, but we do need to keep the momentum going. But my real issue is like, if niggas is distracted by basketball that much that they can't fight social injustices, then we have a bigger problem at hand. You feel me? Like, it's a big league, yes, but it ain't that big of a league that it should distract you from social injustice. Like, even during a prime NBA season, CNN is not talking about the NBA like that. Neither is Fox News. Like, it might be a small segment. You feel me? Like, maybe during championship time, it's a small segment, but they still broadcasting like the general theme of the news. If you're watching ESPN, that's a different story. It's a sports. But if they keep the momentum going while playing, they'll have millions of viewers on them every single day to try to put that message. Like, how about they go into interviews and never answer a question about basketball? You feel me? Like, they only answer questions about social injustices. Or they all get up there and say, for example, like, we're not talking until Breonna Taylor's murders are arrested. You feel me? Those are ways you use your platform as a group. But if you break off your group and your platform, I don't see what they're going to do.
Yeah. But let me get Dale, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, well, just to piggyback on what bro said, personally, I apologize, man. It's not the big Ronda, man. No bullshit. This
Josh may have to test you, man.
Yeah, but after I sat down and I thought about it a little longer, man. I do see the angle that Kyrie is coming from. Because at first, it's the
bless you, man.
At first,
the second time Rona though.
Man, that's the big allergy.
Like at first though, initially I did have like the type of thought that may have man, like, man, this nigga just being a pain in the ass, man. Like, god damn, Kyrie, like what tip he's on. But then I thought about it like a different way. Like, I feel like it's a deep message that he's pushing because it goes like it's deeper just beyond like people just sit here and we're pushing the message. It's like, all right, man, that's the whole thing he's talking about. Like, man, instead of just having someone sitting at home watching TV as we continue to make like the same people richer, it's like, damn, man, y'all sitting at home watching us when y'all can be out here maybe protesting or out here doing this, trying to push this initiative. All right, now you're just watching us. So we're giving you something else to focus on rather than focus on the real issue. Like, yeah, okay, CNN doesn't post this and they doesn't post that. Yeah, that's great, cool. But all right, these niggas about to be at the crib just watching basketball. Like the same thing, like what Dave Chappelle said with the whole Kobe thing. So then when he said this shit, it made me like,
it's a great point.
I said, boo, all right, let me put 2 and 2 together then. All right, so let me compare this to that. So when he said it, I'm like, damn, it made me piggyback on what Dave Chappelle said. So I said, all right, Kyrie, and I see what you said. So then on another instance, then it's like a power move at that. So it's like, all right, man, that's the narrative. So if we create our own league, we have the dollar. We're creating that Black league. We're investing that Black dollar within our community, with our people. So not only is it going to be within our people, but now we control the whole narrative. So yes, man, if we do that, just imagine if the whole league come around with all the Black crazy league by, hey, man, we can have our own shit.
Yeah.
See, I'm not disagreeing with that because, like I said to start, I said like I would definitely advocate for our own league down the future, but we have the ability to stack up $1.2 billion just by finishing out this season. Like that can provide infrastructure for the next league. Like my thing with him starting. Like, yeah, we can say we start a league, but, you got to have a plan if you make something as drastic of a statement as that. And, like,
they have enough of full players and, like, enough of full players and people that's smart enough in the league now, like, financially smart enough to put in place like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony. CP3, even Kyrie, to put in place a plan that will be able to be profitable and be business beneficial for both sides. We'll be able to pay the people. So, like, at the same time, it does come like a proper plan and steps. So, like I'm saying, I'm not mad at him for saying that because I see the side he said, like, hey, my man, like, hey, we talk about having our own community so much, having stuff for ourselves. Then when he comes out of it, that's not bashing nigga, but that's like, all right, damn, bro.
Yeah.
I see you coming. Because I want Brian
just
me personally, like, I know Brian about to get this fucking ring. So I really do want to see him play, but at the same time, I'm like, damn.
I don't know that. Like,
I want to touch
I just don't know that.
Brian,
what you say?
Real quick though, about that Dave Chappelle. Like, I watched the Dave Chappelle special the other night, the 846, and another point that he said was about the celebrities. Like, the people on the streets is doing what the streets are talking. Like, the streets is talking. You know, like the celebrities, we don't necessarily need them to be our agents. Like, the streets have been making change as of lately. You feel me? Like, the celebrities, not the people that's really protesting. The 20,000 people protesting. Like, those are the people that are actually angry on the street. So, like, while the celebrity perspective helps out, you feel me? Like Dave Chappelle said, like, nobody want to hear Dave Chappelle talk about political issues. Like, they want to see the actual people that is, because celebrities, bro, think about it. They're not really affected. They are, like, you don't escape racism because you're black, but you don't necessarily have to deal with the everyday perspective of like a black person, because money helps you escape a little bit of that. You feel me? Not to say you can escape racism, but at the same time, it's like the people that's actually affected by the laws and the systems are the people that's out there and making change. So, like, do we need somebody like Kyrie to come off, or do we need him to continue to make $40 million? And then that's generational wealth for the next generation of black people.
Real quick, right? So what I think Dave Chappelle was trying to say, I think he was trying to say, like, I think he was speaking, like, more towards, like, comedians in general, because I feel like we would have to have some type of, like, I wouldn't say we would have to, but we would need some type of celebrity representation. You know what I'm saying? To push this campaign for it. And my thoughts on this is, like, I really don't have a problem with what Kyrie's trying to push out here. I have no problem with anything, like, whether it's not playing, because I mean, do I believe two things can be true? Yes, I do. I believe that you could play, and I believe you could still successfully protest. But if you want to just make it more drastic and more harder on everybody else, I feel like not playing is, even though I don't, you know what I'm saying, I wish that don't happen, but I feel like that could affect a lot, because when we're told, all right, they're going to start back July 31st, well, they ain't playing because ain't shit get done. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to affect the NBA's wallet. It's going to affect the players' wallet, and I respect that, because I mean, you standing on something. You feel me? And also, just to keep going, I feel like, you know, it's good that guys are on both sides of the spectrum in the league. Like, you got guys that's like, man, I feel like we could do both, and I respect that, because no matter what side of the fence you fall on, there shouldn't be no wrong side. It's just about what you want to do personally. If you feel like you don't want to play, don't play. It ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel me? If you feel like you do want to play, play. It ain't nothing wrong with that. It's not saying that you Uncle Tom and are selling out for anything. It's just saying that you want to play, and maybe you could still be able to protest successfully, you feel me, and still push that agenda out there in the midst of playing. So, like I said, I feel like two things can be true, but I also respect Kyrie's opinion, you know what I'm saying, and his thoughts on everything. Like, I'm not just going to shy him out like how niggas like Kendrick Perkins doing. Like, yeah, like, you just scrub ass nigga. Like, nigga, if you don't shut your scrub ass up, bro, average 2 points and 3 rebounds, nigga.
My question to Kyrie is this. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, just to comment on what you say, you asked the question, like, do you really need people like Kyrie Irving, who's making $40 million, like, and people like that in that tax bracket? My answer to that would be like, yes, we do need those various people to sit there and fight a different cause. Like, yeah, you're on that platform, you're in a different tax bracket. You need unity throughout all levels, because at the end of the day, if you got a PhD, if you're a lawyer, if you're a basketball player or not, it doesn't really fucking matter. At the first end of the day, you're black first. You feel me? So at the end of the day, if them motherfuckers sitting there and like, hey, bro, the only thing that this country understands, and that these really white people understand, is war and capital. So at the same time, like I said again, when you do something like that, it's more of a power move, it's more of a chess move, because now we control the narrative. Something like this that's so profitable, and something that brings so much revenue, so much OPM, so much money. Now we control the game. Hey, we're not doing this shit until this happens. and it generates so much money. The whole effect that would have would be major. So, like I'm saying, like again, I do feel them. I understand. Like I want to see niggas hoop for sure.
I definitely want to see niggas hoop.
At the same time, man, I've been out here at these protests and shit too. I've been fighting for the same thing, like same message. Like we do need people in those tax brackets fighting different, using their platform as ways. Like, hey, man, we're not gonna be fucking with y'all. We're gonna invest our money within ourselves. We're gonna create this shit for ourselves and have our own community invest in the black community and uplift each other. I feel like then change will really come in.
Look, I can agree with that because that's where I don't disagree with Kyrie on at all. You know, like I'm all for, because we've talked about this in the past few weeks about reinvesting the black dollar. My question is just this for the NBA players, like just considering you got to look at track history, you got to look at history. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes like Kyrie, dudes like the guys we've been hearing, like have making these statements like Dwight Howard, like these are not the guys who have talked on social issues before. So like, is the grand plan if they don't play, right? Because like your platform essentially for dudes like that, I mean, somebody like LeBron, like your D Wade, your Chris Paul, they kind of transcend basketball to an extent. But people like Dwight Howard, like your standard NBA athlete, the platform comes from basketball, right? Yeah. So like, say they stop playing. One, they're not going to be making that money that they can pour back into the black community, which is probably my most important thing. But also, instead of going to a protest and having thousands of eyes on you, you can play and have millions of eyes on you and make more of a powerful statement, you know, because the people that are watching basketball, it's black people at home watching TV, but it's white people too. And like, I personally don't see it being that big of a distraction. Like the NBA, like I said, is big, but I don't see it being that big of a distraction for like considering how large scale some of these protests have been. And like, it kind of just goes to show like, because so what's the end goal if they don't play, right? Is it social justice? Like, I don't see that happening within like a year or two. You feel me? Like that's probably going to be a long process. So we're not going to play basketball for 5 to 10 years. I mean, it's taken like what civil rights happened in the 60s, same shit happening 60 years later. You know, so have black athletes have not played then and made.
When you are a worker, you do make sacrifices. So
you do.
Fighting the whole fucking war, 400 years of oppression. So like, you're fighting a whole system. So when you have war for people like this, you have to make sacrifices. So like, I'm not saying 5 to 10 years, but I think they would make money if they create their own league.
For sure, but they're just not right away. So that's my thing. Like, just not right away. So it's like, why throw away the money that you can get right now and then use that? Like 1.2 billion is a large amount of money. You feel me? You can use that to start the league next year if you really wanted to. You feel me? That's
so just imagine how much.
Hold on, real quick, Dale. So the 1.2 billion is just like the contractual earnings from all the players, or
if they finish the season right now, all the players, which is 80% black, they would make 1.2 billion.
Okay, and
just they skipping out on that.
But just to move on from this, because I'm gonna have Dale close this one out, but just to furthermore what you said, I feel like you definitely, that's why I'm on, like, I don't care which side people fall on, because I feel like two things can be right, and I feel like you need eyes to be able to push this agenda. Like you said, just protesting, you know, that's good and dandy, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. We get a lot of numbers out there where we protest. You got 50 states, 18 countries participating in protests, but once you see these guys on these platforms and you see LeBron hooping, they have to, I guess, what I would want them to do, I want them to go to the league and say, you know what? So we are going to hoop, right? But this is what we need. Like, I don't care who the commercials sponsors are right now. Fuck them. These are commercials we gonna run. We gonna talk about the Black Lives Matter. We gonna talk about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, whoever calling the game. Gonna talk about that shit whenever they see fit to talk about.
That's how you use your platform, though.
Yeah, but
you continue to use that platform.
Yeah, that would be my thing to the NBA players. Tell the NBA to intentionally, I wouldn't say market, but intentionally push that message out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to put that message in people's faces.
Yeah, all right.
Close us out on this one, dude.
Yeah, the closing thing I would say, because I know my man's talking about the 1.2 billion. I would say, like, just imagine how much money the owners and stuff are making off that. 1.2 billion. Like, their pay is going to be 1.2 billion, but just imagine how much money the owners and shit in the NBA is getting. Just imagine all this. Hey, again, we talk about sacrifices. Like at the same time, we can't be broke. So like, I'm not saying like you saying like we can't be broke, and I'm like, and I feel you saying like, damn man, we can use that money to like, damn, really and put it back into our community. But at the same time, it's a lot of like we have a lot of players now who are financial literate, like got literacy, you feel me, in it, and like smart enough to have put up some money in some investment, come back for that shit out of it and put that in that. Like, yeah, they would get 1.2 billion, but at the same time, man, the money that the owners will lose and the NBA will lose would be massive. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, man, I do see Kyrie going because it's a grander scheme thing, it's a bigger picture thing. You feel me?
No doubt.
But you can get in and get out with that 1.2 bill. That's my thing. You finish this season.
So I ain't mad at that. Let Brian get this ring. Then shit,
or just anybody get a ring, like
Brian get the ring.
Brian. Only Brian. Nobody.
What'd you say, Nate? He got.
I was just saying, like, because that is real. What he's saying, like you line in the owner's pockets for sure, but like. You got to think about the infrastructure it even costs to like do a league, because all the arenas are also owned by the owners too, for the most part. So it's like, where are you going to play to get those ticket sales for big enough crowds? You know, so like you do need some more money, because most people in the league are not Kyrie. They're not making 40 mil, and that's what Ed Davis said. You know, like it's a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's easier for him to say, because it's not. Like we're all black, like you said, you're a black man first, but it's a little easier for somebody to say that's like on a veteran scale contract, maybe like $1.2 million, than somebody that got a guaranteed 40 M's coming in. You know, that's a pretty disparaging difference. Like most players in the league not making that.
Yeah, let me get Mouse in here, man. We got Jay Mouse checking in from an undisclosed location, man. He got waterfalls and splashes, all you feel me going on behind him, man. He ended up doing a real player right now. Let me get your thoughts on just what Kyrie's been saying, and you gonna close us out on this topic. Just give me your thoughts on what Kyrie's been saying, and just do you think the NBA should they play or should they not play?
I mean, well, first off, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, each player got their own mindset, why they got their own reasons, why their own specific reasons why they don't want to play or why they do want to play. You know, if they got somebody that they're closer to that's older and they move on to get susceptible, you know, to the virus, I wouldn't want to play either. You feel me? I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? For the players that don't have that problem and you want to get to that check, you want to ring, I say hop on the court, boss.
Hop on the court, boss.
Any hooper, you know what I'm saying, he gonna want to hoop on rip anyway, just too long. You know, you don't want to hoop anyway. But as far as Kyrie, what Kyrie been saying, I fuck with the movement, I fuck with what his mindset is on it, because niggas been talking about that shit for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know if right now the time to do that. But to each his own. If he feel like he got enough pull to pull it off, I ain't they don't do it, then fuck it. If you think you can do it. But right now it's time to pull that shit off and it flop, is what I'm saying. You know if you don't do that shit, then make it happen, but it gotta happen, is what I'm saying.
Just to like close it out, like I feel like this is what Kyrie's what he's proposing. I feel like this is like a 5 to 10 year, you know what I'm saying? Something down the line that the players could look forward to. Not saying that it shouldn't happen expeditiously, but I feel like in order for you to put a good lead together, a strong lead together, this is something that's going to take time, bro. Like even you see it all the time with the NFL. You got all these leagues that try to compete with them flopping. You got the XFL. They just bellied up again and went bankrupt again. You got the arena football. They in and out the red every, you know what I'm saying, every season. So it's always something. I feel like Kyrie is for it, you know what I'm saying, thinking, and I'm not going to blame him for none of that.
Not at all.
I feel like he owning something, though. But just to keep going, man, let's get into, I know y'all just been hearing about everything that they're going to do when the players get to Orlando. I want to get you all thoughts on the NBA bubble that they're going to have in Orlando. Do you think it'll work out? Do you suspect guys to break the bubble, or you know what I'm saying? What all do you expect going to happen in Orlando? I'm gonna start off with Dale.
Oh man, I'm gonna hand it off to somebody else. I'm
gonna go with Nate.
For sure. Well, I think the only thing that they'll probably really, really be missing is women. Like besides that, it's lucky the perfect setup, bro. Like they're gonna have food delivered to them promptly at every time. They're gonna have two.
Nate, don't let them niggas fool you. What I ain't gonna say, don't let them niggas. I ain't gonna say don't let them niggas fool you.
You right.
Don't let these boats. Don't let these boats fool you, man. These shorties. Just how Yeah, just how these shorties show up for the NBA draft, the NFL draft, and they don't know a lick of a nigga who played. They don't even know his position. Best believe it. Hey, they're gonna be right in Orlando.
They're gonna be in them Instagram DMs, but you feel me? Besides the steady access to like women and stuff like that, I think it's pretty fair setup. Like the hotels. I've been down to Disney World. My sister used to work for Disney, so I've been down there. The hotels are pretty nice. The arenas are nice. I mean, most of them are good friends with each other anyway. So you're pretty much surrounded by your good friends. Like, I mean, if you're a top tier type player, a lot of your good friends probably top players and already in. You know, tested regularly. If it's the nose thing, I think that will be annoying. If they do the mouth swab, that'll be a pretty solid. And I don't know, man. I'm curious to see how it works out, but I'm gonna take what you said for 4 weeks in a row. We need the all access, bro. Like NBA TV, they need all access to every little 2K room, every all the little dining halls, bro. I need to see all the trash talking behind the scenes. See what's going on. You feel me? So I'm gonna take your recommendation with that one.
For sure. Mouse Whip, what's your thoughts on this bubble, man?
Man, shit, I agree with Nate, bro. I feel like it's a perfect segue, little tunnel type, right into everything that they need. Everything gonna be there for them on site, and it's like shit can run smoothly. Like only thing I can say is just like, yo, you feel me? I need to hear every motherfucking thing, bro.
You need it.
Otherwise, excitement, the arena, that shit, that bringing the excitement. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, in order that shit to be exciting, you feel me? Brian can't come down the lane flushing niggas and niggas just
because like that's why, and I'm happy you said that, Mouse, because that's what I've been pushing. That's why I've been on here these 4 weeks, these last 4 episodes. Like, bro, please mic these niggas up every game, bro, and have that game come on a different network if they can't cuss on ESPN. I don't care. Cause bro, these niggas gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I seen some, these niggas gonna be playing 2K together and shit in the hotel. Nigga, fuck all that. Like, I'm trying to see what these niggas still on each other. You feel me? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, these niggas mic'd up for the whole 24. We might catch a nigga knocking some shit in the audio.
Man.
Yeah, they got rooms specifically for them to gamble in.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Like,
They gonna be. Hey, bro, they got
everything. They gonna have the hoes there for sure. You know, look, they gonna do the back though. They coming through the.
Bro, even I think it's like because it's kind of like, you know how they've been doing with the states, like how they have phases to open the economy. So they have phases of the bubble. So I think on like when I think it's like when the conference championships start, that's when your family could come. You feel me? Then the players can have one trainer, one security guard, one manager. Like each player could have that on hand.
Yeah, I get why they doing it, because they're protecting their brand. That way, if something do happen, they can say we took every precaution.
Yeah,
you feel me? But it's like still like, nigga, that shit, bro. Don't know.
Well, I think the bubble probably damn near gonna be safer than any other place, because you feel me? If you at home, bro, your fam probably going to the grocery store and grabbing you groceries and stuff like that. You don't know who they've been in contact with. So realistically, besides most people, it's probably one of the safer environments that you could possibly really be in. Honestly,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even want these niggas around their family. I need them to miss their family, bro. I need these niggas to turn into savages, bro, because they about to be in the hotel. Like the way they broke it up, like the first hotel, you got the Clippers, Lakers, Boston, you know what I'm saying, Toronto, all them niggas in one hotel. Like, what the fuck? You got damn near the top 3 seeds on each side in one hotel.
The people fighting for the AC is gonna be in one hotel too.
Yeah, like nigga, that's hey, low key
on purpose, bro.
They gonna find, bro. Shawty's are gonna find a way to that hotel.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. That AFC what'd you say, Mouse?
Shawty's gonna find a way to that hotel, bro. He said nigga, hotel. It's like a money sign hanging over that bitch.
Yeah, no doubt, nigga. And the hotel that's gonna be busting the hardest is that AFC hotel, because them niggas may get the scrapping enough. I ain't even gonna lie, bro, because it's a lot on the line for that AFC.
All I know, that's what the game with the hands.
Yeah, y'all gonna be that bitch with a snowflake.
Come on, Zion. We can't even do that in these times right now. But I can't even condone that. But hell no, man.
Like you like, man. You know,
man, for real.
Hey, you see my
You tripping.
Man, you know Zion like white women because he cuff over his Jordan 8s. You feel me? I don't know nobody that really do that, bro.
You said he cuffed over the Jordan 8s.
You didn't see that photo of the Aqua 8s?
Hell nah. This nigga better not. This nigga better not.
I seen him in the plaid tee. I said, oh yeah,
he's frizzled. I know he better not be dressing like Jordan, bro. Like nigga,
he does.
You can't even. Yeah, you can't dress like Jordan, but hell no. Any more thoughts just on on the NBA bubble, man?
I think people are gonna break it for sure. There'll be a few players that break it because family emergencies be coming up and stuff. But there's gonna be at least 1 or 2 cases of somebody breaking it to go to like a strip club or something. Just watch.
These niggas, bro. You ain't about to keep shit 90 niggas in a hotel that's making. You know what I'm saying? Niggas making 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, a million. Niggas just ain't about to sit in a hotel with 90 other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck I like? Nigga,
I don't see that happening.
Nigga ain't about to be hard legs all through here, nigga. Like, we about to.
That hotel gonna smell like straight loud, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They better be okay with it.
Yeah, they ain't even testing them no more, so you know it is.
Great guy.
So he gonna be up there blowing too.
They definitely gonna have a plug. They definitely gonna have a marijuana service bring them weed, bro. Because if they want them to do it safely and they're not testing for it, why not? Why not assist in making the process easier?
Man, the league know what they doing. The league made a room for them to gamble, so the league know what they doing. Man, they ain't gonna have stuff on these niggas. They gonna give them what they want.
Everything they want.
Yeah,
y'all can get whatever. Nigga, what you want?
Hey man, just to keep moving on, bro. Just to get more in depth with the playoffs. What sleeper team do you think could win the championship this year? I'm gonna start off with Mouse first, man. Who you got as a sleeper that could come and steal the chip?
Steal the chip?
Yeah.
I feel like well, steal the chip. See, I got sleeper teams, but I don't know about steal the chip. But I think give a good run. I say Boston or the Raptors. The Raptors sleeper team, bro. Niggas, I fuck with the Raptors, but I don't because I feel like Kyle Lowry just give me a bad feeling, bro. You feel me?
I feel that.
But I feel like the Celtics could definitely make a run for niggas. Raptors could definitely make niggas run for their money for sure.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like them niggas is a team that anybody else would bet against easily. Like, oh yeah, they out of there. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, but they'll shock you for sure.
Yeah, Dale, who you got?
Man, since that nigga took my last week too, I gotta go with the Heat, bro. The Heat so swept on them.
You think the Heat could steal it?
I think the Heat can make a run. I don't know about steal it. Really, I have to say Boston, bro. I think Boston can do some good shit.
Yeah.
It's some super shit, but like even the Heat, though, like I gotta look at how the Heat are playing, how they've been being coached. Like nigga, they can make the runs. I was surprised if they beat in Boston or beat in Toronto, and even you feel me, like they can make a run, bro. They've been hooping for real.
Yeah.
Then on the West, I don't know. I'm just so focus on Brian getting that bitch. I ain't even think about it.
You focus on Brian getting it. Nate, who you got, man? Who you think could come out here and just still come in a thief of the night and take the chip?
Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't say the Celtics. I wouldn't say them they're a sleeper just based off our conversation last week. But
hold on, man. We got big boss stuff going on, man. Did he just bring? Did he just bring the you dig out for no reason? Did he just bring the you dig out for no reason? No, keep going, Nate.
Hey, Mouse. But I'd say Toronto because they don't have one superstar. You feel me? And like a lot of people really just looking over them. Like I really think their record indicate like they nice. You know what I'm saying? Like they nice. Like they players just work well together. And I've seen them play the top teams and get wins. Like they beat the Bucks, they beat the Lakers, they beat the Clippers. You feel me? So yeah, I've seen them beat all the contenders. But out west, if not them in the East, I'd say Philly just because they size. You feel me? That size can be a problem. Like they be giving Milwaukee some problems. Yeah. You feel me? So, and then out west, I'm gonna go with Dallas, bro, because I think Luka, bro. If you don't have nobody that can guard Luka, Like if they play the Rockets or something like that, I think they can beat the Rockets. Because you can't guard Jay Harden, but shit, I ain't seen nobody that can guard Luka besides Kawhi.
Yeah,
Even Bron having trouble with Luka.
It really just depends on what Porzingis is able to do with Dallas.
He been playing well.
Yeah, if Porzingis is able to, you know what I'm saying, give him a leg up and shit, then I feel like they'd be all right. But
I always say, bro, Porzingis got to stay healthy, bro. That nigga, bro. If he stay healthy, they've been a problem for sure. Especially if they get a third.
He been good this year though. So far, he been cooking.
Yeah, you had another one, Nader, that was just it.
Yeah, that was probably it. I mean, I could say the Nuggets, but they're not really a sleeper. Like we expect them to be at least second round of playoffs. So I wouldn't.
My sleeper, man. I think Houston could do it, bro. Like just on the thief in the night type tip, bro. Like if Harden, because I'm trying to look at it like as the grand scheme of thing, right? This would be the perfect time for them to win because people are not. Although you know what I'm saying, people like, oh, they're gonna take this. They're gonna take the championship and the finals and playoff series. Although that may be the case, I still feel like people aren't, you know what I'm saying, really gonna take this as serious as they should, because this is gonna really be AAU ball. They're playing all day. They're gonna watch each other play. You feel me? And I feel like in that type of style of play, I feel like Harden and Russ could prevail, bro. They just need to keep coming out and just executing every night, bro. And of course, they had a disadvantage with not having a real five. Like that's when they start bumping into AD, you know what I'm saying? That's when shit could possibly change. But I feel like they could steal some shit, man, because I feel like they got the firepower too. They got the motivation too. Russ, without a doubt, the only nigga I know that's gonna be there, well, Kawhi too, but Kawhi ain't gonna be on the tip Russ on. Kawhi is not trying to be friends with none of these niggas. He's gonna be quiet. Russ is gonna be trying to fight niggas. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll be honest, bro. My only thing about the Rockets, bro, I just can't believe in them, bro. Like you led by two historical folders. That's why like, I wouldn't pick them like just based off track history. What I've seen with Russ the past 3 years and what I've seen with James the past 3 years. If it goes 6 or 7, like I don't know which one of them I can rely on to get me a bucket, bro.
Yeah.
I really don't.
What I say, bro?
Hold on. What you say, Mark?
I always said when Chris Paul and Jay Harden was on the Rockets, they won games because of Chris Paul. They won games because of Chris Paul. When PG and Russ was on the Thunder, they won games because of PG.
Ooh,
now you got man, fuck man, yes they did, bro. Man, Russ used to fall, but he didn't need to do. But you know that's just a game. He rushed out the process.
I was with you with the Chris Paul point, but the only reason I wouldn't say that is because Paul George was folded in the past 2 years. But you feel me? With Chris Paul, I can agree. You feel me? Because now he on OKC and they doing just as good as the Rockets. So like, you know, I can agree with that Chris Paul point.
The part with Paul George was hurt.
What'd you say?
Man, I feel like
he was hurt.
He did have that shoulder injury.
Yeah. He got surgery that summer.
Mm-hmm.
But the year before that, though.
Shit, the year before that, Donovan Mitchell dropped 45 on his face in Game 6. Yeah.
You scared of that white armor.
Yeah. Dale, what's your thoughts? It looked like you had something to chime in.
One low key, bro. For one single team, y'all made me think about it. Man, the Trailblazers. Low key can catch fire and do some work if they in that thing. I don't know if they in there, but if they in there, man, the Trailblazers can catch fire and do some fucking damage.
That's scary.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a scary team. And then Paul George, I mean, you feel me? He got game, but my boy's a fucking flop. And I do feel like a lot of people do make Russ to be a scapegoat, but at the same time, Russ is a fucking dog.
He is.
Bro. So, and I feel like you'd be triple teaming James Harden. Like, I feel like last playoff, bro, I feel like bro was really playing good, but when you get double team and triple team, bro, that shit, that's hard. But I can see them getting off too, though, bro, because he going to be cooking. James going to be cooking, bro.
I see Russ as one of the most dominant point guards to ever play the game, bro, but he is a cancer, bro. He requires too much time holding the ball, bro.
Yeah.
They was
I just feel like
PG. I feel like he really a two guard.
him and Jay Harden games, they just not conducive to winning a title. Like
He at the end they playing good together though.
They both Hall of Famers for sure, but it's just like, you know, in the playoffs, bro, like their games just don't really mesh. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the Rockets 2 years ago when they missed that 0 for 27 straight threes, like that's their game is shooting threes. You feel me? And the fact that can happen is bad.
They live by it and die by it.
Yeah, like Russ played the game too. You feel me? He played at that supreme speed, but he be dying by that speed. Like you feel me? People like Dame, they just don't play at his pace. Like they don't get sped up and loses. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta see it.
If they able to keep Russ in check, I feel like they'll be all right, man. Like he just can't, you know what I'm saying? He got to go into every game not trying to, I wouldn't say not trying to be Russ, but not trying to be Russ for real, bro. You can't be in there just jacking shit up, you know what I'm saying? Shooting 30 shots and shit, shooting 9 for 30. And Harden can't do that shit either. You feel me? Like, because Harden be out here, that nigga could shoot 11 for 44 and have 49 points and 28 free throws.
And down the dub.
I think Denver might shock some heads too, though.
Yeah, because although they win a lot in the regular season, it's just they don't have no one guy. Like Jokic is a guy, but he's a 5. You feel me? And niggas ain't, like we said, you ain't really winning with no just big 5 at the offense. You said what?
Shit.
What'd you say?
They got Harris from MSU.
Denver. I ain't throw them in the sleeper category. You feel me? Because if they get to the conference finals, I can't say I'm that surprised.
But my thing about, like you say, they got Gary Harris. Who you taking, Paul George or Gary Harris? You feel me? You gonna take Chandler or fucking Kawhi Leonard? You gonna only battle that may look decent is Jamal Murray and you know what I'm saying? But if Lou playing the one this shit, that ain't sweet, you know what I'm saying? So it just all depend on the personnel. And my team for the East, I say that's probably gonna be a sleeper. I don't know. I don't want to say Indiana because I ain't see Oladipo do too much yet. He just got back. Like when the season was still going on, he just got back.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Dale?
He probably feeling good as hell too right now, though.
Yeah, he probably feeling immaculate.
Yeah, he's solid, but I can't expect them to get to the conference, to the conference. Not over the Heat or the Raptors or the Celtics or the Bucks. You feel me? Like, because then Philly in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to keep it pushing, man. Let's get into this next one, man. Do y'all think that Cap will get another shot at the NFL, and do you think it's deserving? You know what I'm saying? So I'll start with Nate. I think Mouse lost connection.
For sure. I definitely think that he deserves another shot, but I personally don't think he's going to get it in a play as a quarterback. You know, I'd rather somebody somebody give him like a front office position where he can actually try to initiate change, or maybe even work for the NFL and like really try to lead the charge for change in the NFL. Like, I think that would be dope, because realistically, somebody taking 4 or 5 years off of football and then going back as a quarterback, like, to me, I mean, it sounds a little unrealistic. Like, I would like for it to happen, you know, but that's a long time to be away from a professional sport. Even if he does look good, you know, I'm just being realistic. Like, he was already on the bench prior to being blackballed out the league. So now I think he can inflict more change on the organizational side. So I'd really like to see that. I don't really want to see him as somebody's backup, because that means I'm also not really going to see him that much. So, I'd much rather see him maybe work for that NFL or the NFLPA, really guiding the players, really trying to build these relationships with the owners and the NFL to make sure that something like what happened to him never happens again. Like, I think that's his best way to making change. But on the field, I don't ever see him going back to MVP status. So it's kind of like, would you be okay with seeing him somebody's backup? Like, not necessarily. Like, I don't think that's the role it's a cool role, but I think for him making change, like, you're not going to do it from the sidelines, because there's going to be a lot of people kneeling now, hopefully, but it will be a powerful message from the NFL to just like reinstate him. But see, the NFL can get in front of it because they don't have to wait on a team to take a chance. Like, what they're doing right now is by waiting for a team to sign him, it's like getting rid of all the responsibility on their end.
Yeah.
If they offer him a job to actual NFL organization, I think that's more powerful than what they're doing right now. Like, oh yeah, it's based on teams. Oh yeah, he got to try out. Like, no, offer this man a job. You feel me? And a job that's worth something.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that. Dale, what's your thoughts on that, man? Do you think Colin Kaepernick should get a job back in the league? Do you think he's deserving of it?
I just want to say I never really heard that opinion and view, so I feel like I really agree that NFL give him a job type shit. That's hard. I agree with that point of view. But at the same time, man, I want to see my nigga ball. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like my nigga Cap got game still. I ain't gonna lie. When they put my nigga in the little world, the weather, they look too old. I feel like Cap will come out there and do the thing for real. Like at the same time, like I feel like he can play good enough than some of these other quarterbacks. Like we got a lot of trash athletes out here to be doing some garbage. So I feel like, hey man, you get a brother a chance for real, man. He do his thing, just like Melo. How niggas was like, man, Melo ain't gonna be shit. Melo gonna come back, he gonna be trash. So not giving them the work. You feel me? Going crazy on that. But
He's still solid. He's still very solid.
yeah,
But that's 1 year to 5 years though. You feel me? Like that's an even bigger leap in like a more physical sport. And like I don't want the pressure of people to be like on Kaepernick. Like say he does have a few bad games, then it gives people an excuse to be like, this is why he shouldn't even have gotten a chance. Like there's better quarterbacks. Like, you know, it kind of alleviates all that if he's just in the organization. And you pay him a considerable salary. I'm talking 7 figures, maybe close to 8 figures. You know what I'm saying? If he come back to the organization, but you know, I would like to see him get back on the field at least for one game, at least try it. You know, but I need that guaranteed job though.
Yeah. Mouse, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I was gonna say I'd agree with Nate, bro. I mean, just to get back on the field, just the NFL to make a statement, or for him to make a statement, kind of say like I did it my way, and I still, you know what I'm saying, still secured a contract. For me, it's like it don't matter if it's 20 years. I mean, of course, the principle would matter, but the fact at the end of the day, what's gonna go down in the history books is he did it his way. He kneeled, he peacefully protested. He got kind of blackballed from the league, and he still came back and was able to do what he do. He made his settlement there. He paid the nigga for wrongful discrimination. He got that chicken he's sitting on. So for him to come back and get a contract just to prove to him eventually that that's kind of them on up and saying, you know, we apologize. You know, and when that happens, as long as to me is if it happens with no matter what the time frame may be, you feel me, he won.
Yeah, my thoughts on that, man. Like football, one of them games, man. It's not one of them games that you could go away for 4 years and come back and be at the supreme level and be balling like a starter. It's not like that. Even though guys are lasting long, you got Tom Brady at 43, you got Drew Brees at 40, you got Aaron Rodgers at 35. Guys are lasting longer, and you know what I'm saying. Kaepernick is 32, but he missed them 4 years. You know what I'm saying? 28 to 32 is critical. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Mahomes already at 24, already in on a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP and a MVP for the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. Do I feel like if he was able to get trained and get right back in football shape, do I feel like he's good to go? Yeah, I feel like he's good to go. He could do better than what Gardner Minshew doing out in fucking Jacksonville, but still in, you know what I'm saying, still in all. You just gotta, I like your point too, Nate, with just saying it'll be better just offering him a job in the NFL. And I feel like that'll be better than with just playing, bro. Like ain't nobody really trying to see Kaepernick playing. In my perspective, in my idea, I don't want to.
He was never a superstar. Like he did lead a team to a title, but like for me to say he was a superstar, that's just a little bit subjective. That's why I think he can be a superstar on the organizational side, though. Like he'll never be probably a.
They ain't get that title. They ain't get that title. That's the one that Seattle stole from him. But
exactly. Like if he got that. Maybe, but I don't want to see him come back and never make a Pro Bowl. Like he can go down as a Hall of Famer just on his football impact already. But you feel me? If he get black people more jobs in the NFL organization, like he gets some of that passed, like to get more black GMs, try to help out with black ownership stakes. Like that's looking forward. You know what I'm saying? Like the contract, like we was talking about earlier. Like sometimes like Kyrie, he's thinking like large scale. I think going with the organization will be large scale as opposed to like him just getting back in the league for maybe like a year or two as opposed to working for the NFL or like working along with the NFL, I should say, for like 10 plus years. I think that's powerful.
Yeah, because my thing is, what if he get in and he don't do too good? Then you got people, man, all these people, they've been trying to parade for him up and down, and he ain't did shit when he, you know what I'm saying? So it just cancels all that. Not saying that he will do that, but it's an opportunity that he can do that. And I don't know, I feel like he'd just be more empowered if he had that position that you spoke on, Nate. But just for the last topic, man, let's get into who is the biggest piece for the Rockets' success for this offseason. I'm gonna start with Mouse, man. Who you think is the biggest piece, man?
I mean, I gotta go with Jay Harden.
You gonna go with Harden?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he is the Rockets.
Yeah.
I mean, for the past couple of years, that's all we know. If you think of the Rockets, you want to think of Jay Harden.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Russ is kind of a secondary. I feel like Russ is a good piece, but you know, I'm not biased against Russ. I just feel like there's other pieces that could be better contending toward the championship. Now, if you want to win and you want to gain fans, that's cool and get Russ. He's a Showtime player. But if you're talking about shit talk, somebody who got the DNA has been there before, I'm getting somebody else.
I can agree.
That's just my DNA. I feel like Harden, he hasn't really been able to prove himself. If you got to put him along somebody who got that DNA. I feel like Russ has been around people who've had that DNA. He still ain't been able to contribute. So I got to Harden, sticking with Harden.
Let me, Nate, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think it's the players at this point. I think Daryl Morey has to make some big decisions, or he needs to go. Like realistically, because he needs to decide whether this Mike D'Antoni system is working or it's not. And in my eyes, Mike D'Antoni's been running the same system since the Suns. It's gotten you literally the exact same distance to a conference finals, but no championship. If I'm the GM, I'm taking a look at going a different direction. Like they need defense, and they need somebody who knows how to coach at a different pace. Like Jay Harden, you scoring 35, 36 points, it's cool. But like realistically, man, they need somebody who's going to be able to plug options in and not just turn them into spot up shooters. Like, maybe you need a different GM because I think they need some new pieces. Like, you got to have a serviceable small forward in the NBA. Serviceable small forward or power forward. Like, you don't have to be an all-star, but they need to be very, very solid. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's kind of disabandoned that position a little bit too much, which is weird because the league right now revolves around forwards. Your Kawhi Leonard's, your LeBron James, your Kevin Durant's, your Giannis Antetokounmpo's, your Anthony Davis. You feel me? Like, those are the guys like that are going to win you titles. Like, so if I were him, I would have been in that running to try to go get AD last year. But now that he's off the market, most likely, you got to try to make some plays to get somebody better at that 3 or 4 position. Like, Robert Covington's not it.
And I mean, in 2020, they're not going to really be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the real free agency pool is not until 2021. So, I mean, if they draw a blank here, they pretty much drawing a blank for next season because there's not a lot of, you know what I'm saying, players out there to make your team better, especially in free agency. But Dale, what's your thoughts on this? Who do you think is the biggest piece to the Rockets' success?
Easily got to be James Harden, man.
You got to be James.
Yeah, man, that's the captain of the league. Like, Russ does play a good part too because that's like the number 2 of my option. Like, got to get you one when James not on and get James a break too. When he's tired and shit like that. When they double team the nigga, but at the same time, man, James is playing good, man, good basketball. Then at the same time, in a way, the ball for him a little bit more, man. They were still tough to beat when he's on because the whole team is just clicking. And I do feel like we do put like a little too much blame on Russ because we got to look at coaching, we got to look at other players and shit too. Like, a lot of stuff, like we use Russ as a scapegoat. But like, for example, we soft as fuck at times. That nigga's a bucket. He's a fucking bucket. Can't take nothing away from it. At the same time, like, he was a little soft, and he can get back and be like, hey, that's Russ' fault. Like, so I feel like sometimes you put too much blame on Russ, but like James Harden easily the player that we got to count on the most with the Rockets. Man, he came out this team for
sure.
It's tough. Well, and coaching though, coaching is pivotal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with. I was gonna go with D'Antoni because really, he gotta shuffle the pieces up, bro. Like, you gotta do something because no matter what they do, it's still and I know it's a GM's job to get the players in there as well, but it just seems like they just fucking shuffling the Uno deck and pulling out the same card, bro. Like they get the same different type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? Different type of niggas. I get the same shit. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
They players are a little they're a little too one dimensional. You know,
Yeah.
like you just have sniper. Like, and then that's why I was confused when they brought in Russ because he's had one of the worst shooting seasons he's ever had already. You know, like it kind of reflects their winning percentage. Like I would expect them to be a top 4 seed. They're a 6.
Right, I guess
It's not Russ's fault though.
Yeah, but
I think he's badly placed. I just don't think it was a good trade.
Yeah, I think they did.
It was trying to fit shit in.
What'd you say, Mouse?
But they was trying to fit shit in. Like, okay, let's just throw it together and see if it works.
Yeah, and I felt that way when they had Chris Paul, but it was slightly working. You know what I'm saying? Like it was working a little bit, but the thing is, at the end of the day, they're gonna live and die by that 3. So if that 3 ain't going, it's over with. And for a player perspective, who I feel like can, have one of the biggest pieces, albeit that Harden goes out there and do what Harden does, and Russ goes out there and does what Russ does. I got to give it to Eric Gordon, bro. Because if he's able to drop that dub, you know what I'm saying, that 25, like he's a lethal scorer, bro. He could get to the rack. He could do anything. So I like
too.
That's a good third.
What'd you say?
That's a good third piece for them. I missed that Trevor Ariza on that team too, though.
Because he brought a lot of defense, bro.
But they got rid of all their best defenders, and then they prioritized it for PJ Tucker and Robert Covington. Like that's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, PJ play better and be more consistent though.
Yeah,
I mean, PJ be more consistent and take better shots too, bro. Like,
well, he don't take many shots. He take that corner 3 shot. Like that's his shot. You feel me? Like all he take is that little corner pocket 3. I just don't think he big enough.
I just need him to be more consistent too, though. And my boy, like you just said, Eric,
yeah, he got to be. He always injured. Though.
Really, fucking Austin Rivers is fucking beanhead at like, god damn, nigga, be something like your father, nigga. Like, no, I'm bullshit.
It's crazy. In high school, niggas thought he was gonna be the nicest thing walking.
Thought he was gonna be that one.
Bro, that's everybody in the league, bro. Everybody in the league was that dude in high school.
Niggas,
every single person, bro. They was that guy in their state.
Niggas thought he was that one for real.
What you say, Mo?
He was number 1 in the nation.
Yeah.
Who, A-Riv? Man.
He was that. Crazy, he was that. Bernardo, I don't got too much more. Do y'all got any more thoughts on anything we talked about today, man?
Man, I just want to. My last point about Russ is I love Russ. You know what I'm saying? But I think he'll just end up being one of those players that, unless he ring chases later on down the line, I don't see him getting a title. And unfortunately, it's hard for me to say this about Jay Harden because it's kind of early, but it's not. Like I think he's about to be 30, or if he's not 30 by now. If he continues the way that he plays and don't play no defense or anything like that, and puts up 26 shots a night, like 36 is fun to watch, but you can't turn up 36. If you can't turn up from 36 to 40 in the playoffs, you're not going to win the title because the best players get better in the playoffs. You feel me? So like if you're going from 36 to 32, you feel me? Are you getting better or worse when the crunch time is on you? You know what I'm saying? The best of the best, they average better in every single category in the playoffs. So it's like shit.
I'll say that, but I mean, I would say more so best of best, like they produce better in moments that you really need. So not even if you're average, but if you show up in a time where I need you to really show up in this crunch time, this win or go home, you showing up, that's what make niggas great. And you do it consistently, like fuck if you
and not too many people could do that though. You know what I'm saying? That's what make the greats the great. Even you know what I'm saying. Even with LeBron, shit.
His numbers go up.
As bad as you feel me. As bad as I don't want to say it, shit. He don't show up every time in the fucking finals. You feel me? He's 3 the nigga 3 and 6. You feel me?
But you talking about like individual performance? You talking about individual performances though? You feel me? Like his numbers, even when they lost to Golden State in 2015, bro. He led every single stat category. You feel me? Like,
but it's still the shot you take and the shot you make. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He don't.
You hate with that one.
You know that shit plays, bro. I don't want to
He
hear.
don't show up every time, bro. I'm just
You hating with that one, Micah.
Bro,
Yeah,
come on,
bro.
bro. You not to say that, bro. You talking now?
I mean, you hating with that one, Micah.
He don't show up every time to me.
Bro,
Yes.
there's been one series where LeBron didn't average more than his normal, which is the Maverick series. Every other series, bro, he turned it up.
Choke that series, right? He jacked
Every single other playoffs, he turned it
It's
up.
been the podcast has been different.
I'm
That's
just.
what makes the difference.
What'd you say, Mouse?
The supported cast will make all the difference in his wins
He
and losses.
garbage can sometimes.
Absolutely, bro. You don't never be that nigga be producing, bro.
Like
Except
Jay
for-
Harden has had consistently good talent. Same with Russ. You feel me? Russell has played with the top 10 player pretty much for besides only 2 years of his career.
Mm-hmm.
He played with Kevin Durant, played with Paul George. He's played with Jay Harden. You feel me? Same with Jay Harden. He played with Chris Paul. He played with Russell Westbrook. Even when he was playing with Dwight was averaging 20 and 10.
Shit,
He may not have been a top 10 player.
That nigga played with Wade. That nigga played with Bosh. That nigga played with
let's talk
Caleb.
about the years-
That nigga played with Kyrie. That nigga
years of his career where he didn't play with them though. You know?
Yeah.
He didn't play with them for like 8 years of his career.
Yeah.
The first 7 years of his career.
I don't blame him for that.
That's what we talking about though.
I don't
Like
blame
when he
him for
had the supporting cast, he at least get there. Jay Harden ain't even sniffed the finals yet.
Yeah, I mean, with Harden, it gotta be some other shit that click in with him too. Well, not just Harden, but just the Rockets in general, bro. Like maybe it's a coaching thing, like with D'Antoni, but nigga, you cannot hit 27 3. Well, you cannot miss 27 threes in a row.
You can't let that happen,
36, you know what I'm saying? 36 threes in total, and still think, you know what? We need to go out here and shoot some more fucking threes. That's how we gonna get back in the game.
strategy, man. They strategy fucked up. Man.
Yeah, nigga, take that bitch to the cup. You feel me? Nigga, stop the bleeding real quick, nigga. Take it to the cup.
That's why I said them points of Chris Paul, bro. He was the captain of their offense. You could see the offense dismantle without him on the court, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It was like watching chickens run around with their head cut off.
Yeah.
So nice though, bro. You gotta think that nigga IQ he's so knowledgeable at the game of basketball. Like you gotta play.
Who the fuck is the Rockets right now?
Yeah.
Chris Paul. That's why people call
learn.
point
The whole thing is learn from fucking CP. You can take what you learn from CP to produce. That's what I'm saying, James. And then you gotta go to the coaching, the GM and shit like that. Like that shit is pivotal. Real pivotal.
We talking about this year.
But yeah, man.
What'd you say, Mouse?
I said, but we talking about this year.
Yeah. But hell no, man. I don't got nothing more, man. If y'all don't got nothing, man, we gonna get out of here. I'm gonna pay the bills real quick, man. Small businesses, big businesses. If you want to take your business to the next level, make sure you check out the Grind magazine. Get up with them boys over there. Tell Kevin we said hello. Shout out to TOV Sports, man. This is how this whole broadcast is being brought to you right now, man. Go follow National Sports Chat on IG, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere, Spotify, all that. We all there. Go follow Micah and Friends Podcast. Just spell it straight out, Micah and Friends Podcast on IG. And we're going to post clips on there. You know what I'm saying? We going to be back on there real soon. My bad. I just had to get a new phone, man. It got broke down on me. So we back in business, man. But yeah, for sure. But like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for coming in, tapping in with me. You know we got to run it. Again, man, anybody else got anything to say, man, before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, if y'all out there protesting, man, fighting, man, keep going strong, man. Black Lives Matter, man. Do not stop that shit, man. Fighting the system of 400 years of oppression, bro. So keep going, bro.
For sure. For sure. Mouse, Nate, y'all got anything? Actually, get y'all IGs, too.
Shit, man. Like bro said, you feel me? Black Lives Matter, legit though. Like, don't let the momentum die out. You know what I'm saying? Like the media, they're not pushing the protests and stuff now, but people are still out there protesting. So if you're feeling down, just remember there are positive things going on around you. Even though all we hearing is the negative, there are positive things Black people and minorities are doing. So just keep that in mind. But follow me at More Nate, Moore Nate. It's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck with the boy.
Real quick though, man. And this only because I rock with y'all real heavy. You feel me? I rock with the fans real heavy, man. J Mouse, man, take us to the pool, man. Take us to the pool, man. Let us see how you living out there, man.
Even there no more, big dog.
Oh man, hey. Hey, don't even worry. We just gonna put the picks up for it. It's all good, man. Don't never think bro out here capping, man. He out here doing it real big, man. No bro out here fooling, man, for sure.
Yeah, had to for the 23rd.
Man, had to, man. You know what it is on that, man. Make sure y'all go over there and tell bro happy birthday, man. Tell everybody we said what up. But like I said, man, we don't got nothing else, man. We just in here getting it going, man. We gonna come back at y'all next Thursday with some more fire, man. Make sure y'all keep tuning in to us. We gonna keep tuning in with y'all. And shit, we up out of here. Micah and Friends podcast. We up out of here, man. Yes, sir.
You know,